Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at an elephant rush. There's already the 20 elephants in 20 minutes by HumzaCrumza. This one's just a little bit different, and it's still pretty much 20 elephants in 20 minutes, but you've been able to get a little bit of an economy behind you as well, so it's not quite so all in. So I've taken the liberty of saving you the usual start of doing the 2 houses with your starting villagers, send them to sheep, blah blah blah. So we've got 6 on sheep. The next 5 that are coming out from the town centre are going to wood, and then following on from that, we're going to start looking at getting the boar in and so on and so on. So I'll come back to that in a bit, but yeah, we're getting 5 on wood. We are going to make a house with the 5th one, just to make sure that we're not going to get housed at any point soon. Yeah, so it's quite a decent one. It's taken me a little while to kind of fine-tune it, and it's still probably not as fine-tuned as it probably could be, but still seems to work pretty well. And as I say, you're still able to get a decent economy behind you from like a one town centre aggression. So yeah, certainly not quite as all in as the 20 elephants in 20 minutes. This one's more like 21 minutes that you get 20 elephants. So next village to come out is going to go and lure the first boar, and then following on from that, we're going to have 3 more going on to boar, or rhino in this case, like so. Just be careful that village doesn't die. There we go. So we have got a little bit of food left over, so just send some villagers over there to pick that up. So once we've got all the villagers we need, we'll have a total of 10 on the boar. So let me just speed it up a little bit. So a total of 10, or population 16, whichever one is easiest for you to remember. So we've got the 10 on there now. So the next villager to come out is going to go to wood with a 2nd lumber camp. We're going to send 4 out to there as well. We are going to make a house on the way. So we're going to end up with 9 villagers on wood after this. So it's quite a good one, quite a strong one, could certainly take people by surprise. You're going to want to lure your first boar, or your second boar, sorry. So just bring that one back to the town centre, kill it, and have some juicy, meaty goodness from that second boar. Steak is on the menu tonight. So what you want to do once the second boar is in is just take 4 villagers and make a mill and mill the deer. Now, once upon a time, milling deer was classed as, okay. It seems to be quite frowned upon nowadays. But in this situation, I think it's definitely beneficial to do so, even if they're outside of your wall like this. If you've been quite lucky and they've spawned near your berries or near your town centre, by all means just either push them in or something like that, but certainly with this one it's beneficial to do that. So we did have a villager that came out, just started making 2 houses, and then 5 more are going to come out to the berries. There's the first one of the 5, so we'll have a total of 6 on the berries. And we also want to start looking at moving some of the villagers from the boar here, so the weakened villagers, start getting them on farms. Probably send a 3rd one over there onto a farm as well, I would suggest. But yeah, if your deer have spawned somewhere quite handy, decent place where you can push them quite easily, or they're in range of your existing mill, you probably want to adapt the build order a little bit. Potentially send your last 2 wood villagers onto farms or something, just so you're maintaining a good farm or food production. You could potentially just reduce your villager numbers a little bit, perhaps by 1 or 2, which would certainly make the rush a little bit quicker, but I'd suggest just send them onto farms. It just makes life a little bit easier going forward. So now those have all come out, we're sending 4 more over to wood, and they're just going to these existing lumber camps, sending 2 to each one. And that's the point where I say you know, if your deers were handy, you could probably just send these final 2 that are about to come out onto farms or something. But as we are, they're going to go over to wood. And you might think it's a bit overkill on wood at this point. Now, the reason why we're doing so many is because we're very soon going to need to start making farms. So these villages that are on deer are going to make farms, these on the sheep are going to make farms, and soon enough these on the berries are going to make farms as well. But we're also going to need to get a barracks down. We'll get a blacksmith and 2 stables once we've hit the feudal age as well, so we're going to need that wood. So the next 3 villages, or the final 3 villages, are going to go on to gold with the mining camp. Yep, there we go. And then we're going to click up to the feudal age. So we're not going to bother with loom because it's hideout, which is generally probably the only map I would suggest doing this strategy on, or potentially you can do it on some open maps if you're in a team game, but certainly wouldn't recommend doing it on a 1v1 other than on a closed map like hideout. So as soon as we've clicked up, immediately make a barracks. You're probably going to want to get a house down as well at this point. Don't think I do in this example, which kind of screws me over a little bit. We're going to get that barracks down like so, and then the deer villages are coming back in now. They're going to make some farms like so. And when the sheep, or the water buffalo in this instance, has run out, we're going to send those on to farms as well. So we've clicked up, we're going to immediately make a stables and a blacksmith, and we're also going to make 2 new villages who are just going to go to farms at this point. As you can see, we've still got plenty of wood in the bank, so you know, you may be wondering why we've got so many, but we will be taking them off here, and again it's just so that we can keep up with farm production going forward. And as you see, once that comes in, we'll be able to click up like so. One of those villages, here we go. We just made the second stable, made the first stable. It's going to make the second stable, and then it's going to come and make a farm as well. You probably, yeah, see, we never made that house. Should have done when we did the barracks. Might even be worth getting another house down at this point and sort of getting your pop limit up to 45, just so that you can start maintaining production. So what we've done at this point as well is we've taken 4 villages off wood and we've sent them over to gold, and we've taken 2 off of villages, so you can see now we've only got 4 there, and sent them over to gold as well. So we've got 9 on gold now, and what that will do just means that we'll be able to keep maintaining that constant elephant production from a gold perspective. We may need to add another one on a bit later on, but certainly for the time being we should be fine. You'll also see I did take 2 off of wood to add them onto farms as well. I've not put that on the build order because it kind of hampered me a little bit eventually, so I probably could have took 1 off, but it did eventually further down the line slow down the farm production. So yeah, probably could have just done 1 rather than 2. And as you can see, we've well, I'm suddenly having to drop a load of houses down, but we are getting the battle elephants on the way. The berries are now done, so they're just going to make farms, and again we're housed. So had I have made that original house and a second one, I still would have been okay at this point. So where I say we get sort of 20 elephants by about 21 minutes, probably would have been at you know, closer to 20 minutes should I have not got housed on those couple of occasions. So it's kind of costed me a little bit, but at this point it's just a case of keep making farms with your new villagers that come out. Obviously I've just sent a couple over to wood, or 1 over to wood, and that's purely because I realised I'd messed up by making those 2 farms. I was really struggling to get some farms down at this point. So with this one, as you can see, we are still making villages. We're still making, it says we're still making a little bit of idle time. So again, without that idle time, we probably would be able to do it in 20 minutes as opposed to 21. So basically this one is 20 elephants in 20 minutes, but with an economy, not quite so all in. So quite a good one, and a little bit better, if I do say so myself. You will get to a point, I'm going to speed it up a little bit, so this is like we are just making farms and making elephants at this point. But you will notice we've not made any or researched any economy upgrades. Don't really need to do that just yet because we need the food. We're on 16 elephants at 20 minutes. And then 2 more have just come out. So yeah, without that idle time from the stables and without getting house, we could have done it in 20 minutes easy. Just getting those last 2 and have a decent economy on the go as well. So I'm going to send those forward. Once these final 2 have come out, we're going to stop production of elephants. We are going to still keep making villages. At this point you may want to start sending more over to wood and just starting to balance your economy out a little bit more, just so you can start looking at getting town centres down or things like that. But we are going to start getting economy upgrades soon. But on the way forward you want to make sure that you're prioritising getting husbandry and scale barding armour for the elephants, just so that when they get there they've got a little bit of protection and also they're a bit quicker. So yeah, that's pretty much it. As you can see, we've got double bit axe coming in now as well. Pretty soon we're going to have horse collar coming in. So this is where we're starting to change and adapt and start going for that economy that we want, really. Probably at this point, any farms that expire, you could probably start sending them over to wood again, just so you can start looking at getting the extra town centres down and start getting a good economy on the go, and then start going into a bit of a boom. But as you can see, they're just going in and just ripping town centres to pieces. Doesn't take much to kill the villagers either. And we've actually got bowsaw coming in now as well. We have got horse collars, so really ramping up those economy upgrades. As you can see, we are a little bit short on wood, so and we've got this idle villager here, so he could have just gone over to wood. Same as down here, we could start sending them some over to wood as well, because there's quite a few farms that's starting to expire now. So we could just sort of rebalance things a bit, which I didn't do. You could have carried on pumping out elephants. I think with this one, because we're trying to focus on some sort of economy as well, that's why I've not bothered doing, because I didn't want to go too all in, but I wanted to, I wanted to have something to fall back on should this not work. Luckily it is working. It's against the extreme AI, but it does work in multiplayer games. So I think T90 did a video of someone doing it as well. It was a legend video, I think. Someone actually doing this in multiple games, and pretty much worked in the vast majority of his games. Not obviously this exact strategy, it was the HumzaCrumza's version, the all-in one, but this one should work. Should work being the right word. But the good thing is, as I say, you should be able to have a decent economy once it's all done with. If suddenly these will die or get converted or something, you should be able to get some sort of economy together. And looking at town centres, I mean, we could have even got a market down and rebalanced the economy a little bit by this point. Probably could have taken some of these off gold and again chucked them onto wood, or even chucked them onto stone, so we can get a castle down. But that's all the things that you'd be able to manage yourself when you're doing the game and playing. Certainly those at a higher level than me would have a bit more game sense to do stuff like that than I have. So yeah, so if you enjoy Age of Empires 2 content, you're looking to improve the game or learn build orders, do start now by subscribing to the channel, because that's it for this one, guys. I'll see you on the next one.